Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to master jiggle physics in Blender. Now to do this, all you need is a character or anything you want to make jiggle. It can even be rigged. That'll work fine as well. I'll show you how that's going to work because I'm going to be using a rigged character, as you can see here. Now I'll show you in a minute where I got this actual character, but this character that I got online was not rigged. I went ahead, added shape keys, I did some animation, I added this rig, animated it, all of that sort of stuff. I did some materials and some particles. So this will be something that I will upload as a complete thing to my Patreon with the jiggles and everything. But all you need to do is just have a character or object that you want to follow along with. It doesn't necessarily have to be rigged either. I'll show you how easy it is to kind of get the jiggle physics going and make something interact and make it bounce dynamically. But I'll quickly show you. This is the model I'm using. It's called Ginger Chad. I got it on Sketchfab. The licensing here does allow me to use it in any way I want, even commercially, as long as I give attribution, which I am over here. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, feel free to download this and rig it, do whatever you want. I've already done that, or you can use, like I said, any of your own characters or any object that you want to work with. Now, this I will upload to Patreon because I've made a lot of modification. I've rigged it, I've done shape keys, I've done animation. As you can see here, just so you can kind of have an idea of what this would look like with an animation. The cool thing is the method we're using where we actually make a proxy object and then simulate that and then bind it to the character. It can work on just about anything, including a rigged character. So this proxy object itself will use the same rigged data. It's a lot simpler than I'm making it sound. Don't worry if you're a beginner and this sounds complicated. It's actually really, really simple. So go ahead, get yourself a character that you want to add jiggles to. I'm going to be doing the belly. I think that's just fun and obviously a little bit more family friendly than most of the other jiggle tutorials out there, let's be honest. So yeah, let's jump in. So here you can see is my scene. What I have here is just a rig. My character's rigged, it's animated. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a part of the character mesh that I want to jiggle. So in this case, I'm going to select the belly and I'm going to come into edit mode and I'm going to select just a vertex in the middle. I'm going to go Control plus. I'm just going to grow that selection to roughly the area that I want to be affected. So something like that. And then I'm gonna go Shift D to duplicate. I'm gonna right click to let go and I'm gonna go P and I'm gonna separate by selection, tab out, and it might be hard to see, but it's right over here. So I'm gonna select that object by itself. I'm gonna tab into edit mode. A to select everything. I'm gonna go Alt S and just scale it out slightly on the normals, just so we can see it a bit. And there's no need for it to have the same materials. So under the materials, I'm just gonna get rid of all of these materials, right? So going back into edit mode, this is what we have here, okay? Just like that, maybe bring it just a little bit forward. Okay, that is the belly mesh here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for now, and I'm just gonna tab back out quickly, and I'm just gonna select this object. I'm gonna go M to move it. I'm gonna create a new collection. I'm gonna call it Jiggle. Just so we have our Jiggle object here, I'm gonna create it. And now we have a way of turning off our other things and just having that jiggle thing here. And you can select the thing itself and call it jiggle as well. Jiggle mesh. Okay, so now we're gonna take this jiggle mesh, we're gonna tab into edit mode, and with all of it selected, we're gonna go E to extrude, and I'm gonna go Y, Y, and I'm just gonna extrude it back like so, and click, and I'm gonna go S, Y, 0, just to flatten it. There we go. And I'm gonna come in here, Control R, roll in some loops, double click, just like that, and I'm going to press A to select everything. I'm going to go Alt N. This is super important because our normals might have gotten messed up with that extrusion, so we're going to go and recalculate the outside normals. One way you can confirm that is by simply coming up here to your mesh edit overlays, enabling your normal overlays, and all of these should be pointing out. If any of them, and I'll quickly show you just in case you're a beginner, if any of them are not pointing out, they might be pointing inwards. That's why we go Alt N with everything selected and we recalculate the outside normals, okay? With that done, I'm just gonna turn this overlays off. Let's just, with everything selected, just come over here to our tools panel. Let's just smooth it out slightly. There we go. What we wanna do now is we wanna go and we wanna create a pin group, because when we simulate this belly jiggling, we don't want the whole thing, because we're using a cloth, we don't want the whole thing to deform. So we want to pin a certain amount of these vertices. So what we'll do, we'll enable our X-ray mode up here, and in our side view, we'll just go ahead and drag and select these guys like so. There we go. And then we'll hit C just to get the selection tool here, and just got it a little bit more in here like that. There we go. and we'll pin these. So what we'll do, we'll go over to our object data properties. Now you'll see there's a whole bunch of vertices here because I already have this as part of the rig, and I'm not going to delete any of these because we want this to have the same rigging information. So just go ahead, if you have this as a rig character and you have a whole bunch of bone groups here, don't worry about it, just hit plus, create a new group and just call it belly pin. Okay, and then assign, make sure to click assign and then go back into object mode. We can go out of X-ray, by the way. And now we have this ready to go. So with it selected, let's go over to our physics. Let's give it a cloth. Don't worry if it disappears, just drag back to frame 1. And then scroll down and we want to go to our shape. And under the pin groups, you can just type in belly. And let's get that belly pin group, or whatever you decided to call it, right? So now if we hit the space bar, you're going to see it doesn't fall everywhere, just in some places. And the cool thing is you can actually see this is moving because it shares the same rigging information because we use that same mesh that was already rigged to the character. So now it goes along with our rig as well dynamically, which is really cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off. Now, obviously this looks very terrible. So we need to do a few things here. So let's select the cloth. Let's go over to our physics and we want to change a few of the settings here. First of all, I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to change the quality steps to 7. And then I'm going to come down, I'm going to enable the cloth pressure. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a strength of 30. And now if we go to frame 1 and we hit the spacebar, you're going to see it's not as saggy, right? But it's still not going to behave the way we want necessarily without a few other adjustments. But before we go further, we want something to interact with this so we can at least see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do, and this is super easy, don't freak out. We're just going to go Shift A, we're going to go to our mesh option, just add in a UV sphere, S to scale it down, G, just place it in front of the belly here. There we go. Right click, shade smooth, Control A or Command A and just apply the scale. And then come and give it under the physics, just a collision. And now if we go to frame 1 and we hit the space bar, we can kind of go G in real time and kind of hit it into the belly and you can see how it behaves, right? Not quite the way we want to yet. So what I'll do anyway is you can come over here and just enable your auto keying in frame 1 and just go ahead and on frame 1 just slightly move the sphere, then move up to frame 30 and just go G and put it in here and then move up just a little bit and then move back, go like so, move it back in and move it back out. And we're just doing a few of these sort of back and forth animations just so we have something interacting with the belly. There we go, like that, okay? And you could make it a little bit faster, so I'll turn on the auto keying again. Maybe have it going in here, back a little bit, and then going back in. And I'll grab these 3 and just sort of duplicate them. You can animate any object you want and give it a collision, just interacting with the belly here. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we'll select it, the cloth. We'll go back to our cloth. And what we need to do here, we're going to enable the internal spring. Okay, this is important. And this is where we're going to give it a bit more jiggle. So we're going to take both the tension and the compression down to 0.01. And these two values, the max tension and the max compression down here, 0.01 as well. So now if we go to frame 1 and we hit the spacebar, now it's going to look a little bit more like what we want. I think what we'll do here is we might just take the pressure and take it down to 15. Okay, sometimes you have to play with it just a little bit, and if you do that, it's going to be a little bit more wobbly, but it's not going to bounce back as quickly. So the thing is, what's happening right now, it seems a bit more like a rigid balloon. What we want is a bit of sag. So what we can do, we can actually go to the fluid density. So essentially right now it's just air. So you can't expect it to be too heavy relative to the outside air itself. So let's make it more fluid-like. So we're gonna take this fluid density under the pressure, and let's make it something like 10. And let's just go to frame 1, hit the spacebar. And now you can see we have more of that sort of belly drop. And that's more of what we're looking for here, like that. Okay, so maybe let's just try 5. We want to get the pressure just right. So maybe I'm just going to play around with it. I'll try a fluid density of 9. So this is one of those things. It doesn't matter if you've practiced the tutorial before. It's always going to be a little bit different depending on how you've got things set up. I think what I'll do is I'll just take this animation here. I'll just delete all of these keyframes and I'll just make it a little bit simpler. So we'll grab it and then turn on a keyframe. We already have a keyframe for it here. I'm going to move up a little bit, and I'm just going to go G, bring it in here, and then straight away bring it back out. So we want a bit of a faster hit like that. And then I'll just duplicate these 3 keyframes. And over here, I'll make it kind of go down a little bit. There we go. Now we can kind of really get an idea for what this is going to look like. And I'll just duplicate that set of keyframes. So what I'm going to do for now, I'm just going to turn off the internal spring. I've set this to a value of 26 under the pressure and fluid density of 7. I'm going to go to frame 1, hit the spacebar. And I can see that also gives me sort of really nice results. So sometimes the internal spring, you can use that, or sometimes not. It's just sort of a matter of going between the two. Like if I enable the internal spring here of those settings, it makes it a little bit more rigid, and it might be what you're going for. So you can kind of turn this on and off as you need it to. So one of the reasons, like I said, this is not one of those tutorials where I can exactly say do this and do this, because depending on what you're trying to do and the behavior you're trying to get and the sort of setup you have, these settings are going to always be a little bit different. Even the scale of your scene affects things a little bit. So we have to kind of keep that in mind when we're doing this. But now we have something that's jiggling and bouncing. You can see the different settings here and things that I've enabled. You can up the quality settings even a little bit more, maybe to 10 if you want up here. But now we have the simulation. So let's take it and use it on a character, which is really simple. We're going to go and let's bring in our character. I'm going to bring back my character mesh. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to frame 1. That's important before the simulation starts. I'm going to select my character mesh. I'm going to go over to my modifiers. I'm going to go add here, and I'm going to give it a surface. And I'm going to give it a surface deform. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this little target object. And I'm going to select that jiggle mesh. There we can say we got the jiggle mesh. And I'm going to click on bind. And now if I go to frame 1 and I hit the spacebar, it's doing exactly what we want. Now you're going to see that the whole character deforms, and we can expect that because at the moment it's binding to everything. So what we're going to do, we're actually just going to grab our character, our mesh. We're going to go over to our object data properties. We're going to go here to our vertex groups and hit plus and just create a group and call it local belly area. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to go over into our weight paint. We're going to go here at the front, and we've got the local belly area selected. We're just going to start painting. And we're just going to paint the area where we want it actually to affect. Okay, so in here and the inside, you can't really see that right now, but if I turn off the jiggle thing here, you can see. That's our belly. So this is the area we actually want it to affect the most. So I'm under here in the belly. I'll bring that jiggle back, and you can kind of see here. Okay, then we're going to go back to our object mode, and with this body selected, let's go over to our modifiers again, and now we can come here to the surface form and go local, type it in and get that local belly area. Go to frame 1, hit the space bar, and now you can see this is what we have. If you're getting the influence more than you want, you can now simply just go over into your weight paint, and you can hold in control. Remember, we still have that local belly area here under the object data properties. You can hold in control and just paint away some of the influence here. Right? Go to frame 1 again, hit the space bar, and now you can see we can do that. So I can kind of paint away where I want it to be in real time as the simulation is happening, and clean that up a little bit. Okay, and that's looking a lot better. So now I have that working like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to select the belly simulation. I'm going to go over to my physics. I'm going to go down to the cache, and I'm just going to go ahead and bake it into 120, so 150 frames here. Now you could set this to however long your animation is, depending on what it is. But now I have that baked in. So if you make any changes to the cloth simulation, it won't happen. You have to actually come here and delete the bake and then reset the settings. But now this is baked into our blend file. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the jiggle layer so we don't see it. I'm also going to turn it off for the render because we don't want to see that proxy object in our actual final render. I'm going to take this sphere. I'll just put it with the actual main character. And now if we go to frame 1 and we hit the space bar, you can see, look at that. We have this jiggle. How cool is that? Now, As far as this little tiny bit of deformation here, that's just going to be fixed by slightly adjusting the settings and just working a little bit with your weight painting. That's all you really need to do in terms of, fixing it up a little bit. In here, you can come now and still come in here and weight, but that's a really good thing about this, is that it's very forgiving, because you can still come and edit your weight groups even after baking that simulation, right? It gives you the ability to really clean things up in a way that is very practical. So you can see just like that, already cleaned it up there a lot. Now we have this nice sort of belly jiggle simulation. And yeah, this can be used for all sorts of things, limbs, tails, sort of like gullets, chins, all sorts of things. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and do keep in mind that I will be putting this one over here onto my Patreon. This is the exact one you saw in the beginning in that animation. The exact same setup with the lighting and everything. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.